All right, welcome to the Work in Progress Movie Podcast. This is your host, Isaiah. I do have Brian, Josh, and Gary here with me tonight. And this is episode 22. Dude, we're so close to 25. I'm excited.
That's awesome.
That'll be a nice little milestone there. So what have y'all been up to this week? What have y'all... Any exciting stories for the past week? Gary, you want to go first?
I like how every single time all of us are just like, who's gonna go first?
I want to hear Gary's because of what happened.
Yeah, nothing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was a pretty chill weekend. I just kind of laid on the couch a bunch and just like read some books. It was alright.
Why did you lay on the couch?
I was reading books. You know, it's more comfy to lay on the couch.
Oh, okay.
Is it because you couldn't move?
Read some books.
Something? Did you possibly step on something? Or?
Yeah, I stepped on a wealth of knowledge in all the books I was reading. Stepped into just a wealth of knowledge. Yes, day one of my beach trip was the first official beach day. Like 20 minutes in, swimming with my girlfriend. I didn't step on. They claim I stepped on it, but I literally got attacked by a stingray. Like the barb in the stingray. I think it attacked me. It felt like a snake bite. It felt like something biting me on purpose. But it stabbed me in the foot, on the bottom of the foot, and it was like one of the worst pains I've ever felt. And I was trying to convince everyone the whole time that I was poisoned, and no one believed me. And I eventually, I went to like the emergency room with Maudie and Scott, my sister's husband, and it was a day. So basically, I got poisoned by a stingray on my foot, and it hurt so effing bad. For hours, it hurt so effing bad.
They were like, "You're all right. You're all right."
So don't ever go to the ocean because things will stab you and want to kill you.
I just like how it's like 20 minutes into your first day and this shit happens.
Yeah, I was swimming for like 10 minutes maybe, and then that happened, and then my foot was bleeding, and I had to limp to land. And that was my day.
How's your foot now? Like, is it no pain or anything like that?
My foot, like I was telling Josh, you can touch the area where like I'm cut, and it kind of hurts, but walking around is fine.
Oh, okay.
It's tender.
Yeah.
That's the word.
Yeah.
Recovery time is that like what? 1 week, 2 weeks?
But dude, it was so crazy. Like I knew that I was poisoned. Like I was trying to tell everybody, like, this is poison. Like I can feel it. I know my body. And they're just like, no, you got bit by a crab. You stepped on glass. It's like, no, man. Like there's something so wrong inside of me. This poison is not supposed to be in a human.
It was like affecting your whole leg, right? Like you just feel it?
Yeah, like my foot was just like cramping and then relaxing and cramping.
Oh yeah, that's not...
And it was all patchy around my foot.
Yeah, that's
nice.
That's poison right there.
It hurt so bad.
Gary, what did they tell you on that? 1 week, 2 weeks before you're fully back to normal?
No one told me anything because we couldn't get into any clinic because I also lost my wallet and couldn't find it.
Oh god.
And no one will take you unless you have an ID.
Yeah.
So I basically we got supplies from CVS, and then Scott talked to an old pharmacist in CVS who said he got bit at least 20 times by stingray. He's like, oh yeah, I got bitten plenty of times. All you do is run some hot water in it, take it out, run some hot water on it. And that's all you do. It's going to hurt. That's it.
Okay.
Like, well, you have anything for the pain?
I took an Advil, that was it.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
What about you, Josh? What'd you do?
My quarantine's up from Six Flags, so I was able to go outside, walk to HEB, walked a total of 8 miles going and coming, so I felt pretty good. But I do have to question security because I walked with the backpack to grab some things, and nobody stopped me to check the backpack. I wonder if it's because of COVID times or not, but hey, it's all good. It wasn't like I was being sketchy or something. I was just a dude with a backpack and had a mask on and had basically covered every single part of my body to where nobody could recognize me. But hey, we're all good.
Wait, you went to Six Flags?
3 weeks ago, yeah.
No.
Yeah. By the way,
I did not know that.
Yeah, no, don't do it.
Wait, dude, tell me how many people were actually wearing masks? Because I know there's no way.
Correctly?
Yeah.
Correctly.
They probably just have to walk in there with one.
Or just on their face, like have a mask.
So everybody had it's required to get into the park to get in, to wear a mask, and they take you through like this little tunnel. They have they take your temperature right there. Like you just walk, which is pretty cool that they even have that. And if you get stopped, like they understand like it's hot outside, they'll give you a little bit of drink of water, because that happened to do it in front of us, and he was held back a little bit, but then he got back in line with us after he cleared. But they have like hand sanitizer all around. The park was actually not that busy. Like I was able to get on rides within like 5 minutes. Like I got on the Superman within like 10. But the problem is that they have to like space out the ride. So like you got a first row and then you got like the fourth row. And then you
Yeah,
got,
I
like,
saw someone in a ride like separated, like socially distanced roller coaster.
Yeah. So I wouldn't recommend going though right now because, like I had said, most people like weren't wearing the mask correctly. And I did see
Why wouldn't you recommend going to a enormous theme park during COVID? I want to hear that reason.
I felt a little YOLO moment. A little bit. I need to get out of the house. I felt a little cooped up. Plus, I was actually planning on doing a vacation to go see my aunt in Cali to go to the parks over there. But having visited this park, not a good idea, or not a really good idea. Because first off, a lot of stuff was closed.
You don't say.
I get it. But then like the people not wearing the mask, and then like there was always this like every time we were waiting in line, there was always like that one dude that would just like be right up on you, and I'm like. I told one dude, like, dude, you want a hug or something? He's like, no, then back the freak up, man. It's like, Jesus Christ. And even this couple of guys I went with in my party, they were getting a little close. I'm like, hey, come on. Like, it's not normal. We got to back it up. So it just, anxiety kicked in for a little bit, honestly. But we made sure to, like, put hand sanitizer every time before we got on a ride and after every time we got off. But, yeah, it's just different. And it was uncomfortable wearing a mask in the like 102 degrees, I think it was that day. So good workout though, great workout. And I don't know, maybe it was psychosomatic, but I felt like I got vertigo a lot faster than I typically would, because usually it takes like 3 or 4 coaches before I start to feel a little unbalanced. This one I only rode 2 and I was like, ooh shit, I gotta take a break. So yeah. On the bright side though, I did win a Batman satchel at the basketball game.
Oh, there you go.
That's something.
Just full of COVID, but I'm glad you got it.
Thanks, buddy.
That's all that's in there.
I was thinking the whole time while you were talking, I was thinking, no one cared at Fiesta, Texas about COVID? You don't say.
So, it's Six Flags, because of the fun. More flags. There's no more COVID.
Oh, boy. All right, Brian, what about you, man?
Well, we had a event this week at the zoo, and we had I guess like a partner up with a Jeep, and they had this Jeep, I don't know, car club that came out and were set up all along the zoo, and they were all decked out, like from the Rubicons to lifted up, maybe. I don't even know what size of diamond tires these were. They're like, I don't know, 20-inch. But they were amazing. They were all displayed throughout the zoo, and this was like something new. I don't know. I wasn't even aware of it when they first brought it up. So I guess it was like a little hush hush and like last minute. But had a lot of people, and then when the car club actually came, I'm talking about. There was a line all the way towards like the Starbucks, which is a little further down the road. And I'm surprised the cops, the park police didn't come up to us and be like, hey, what's going on here at the zoo? Because usually we have to inform them. Okay. But it was just so packed, and it was pretty cool. It was seeing all the trucks, and we also had some Ferraris because we have some sponsors that are like from the Ferrari. It's like a kids program, and they come down too and showcase the cars as well, so that's pretty cool.
Okay.
No one cared about the animals. They were only
actually we had to settle some of those the louder ones to a certain section, but everything else was pretty much animal friendly. But yeah, we were worried about that too. I was because my section has to deal with like some of the major ones, so I was like, I don't think it's a good idea bringing in those loud mufflers up here.
And now you have a new exhibit full of deaf elephants. So come on down to see the deaf elephants.
Right, I don't think I've ever asked you this. What exactly do you do at the zoo?
I'm a lead for the
He's a
revenue
snake
department.
charmer.
I oversee the operations, basically for the culinary department. So I like bounce around and make sure everything is running good for the stands and stuff like that.
Oh, that's pretty cool, man.
But I work real close with like other departments. It's good. It's good to reach out to other departments because then you get to learn a lot. And me, like someday I would like to work close on with the animals. So getting to talk to them is a lot of fun.
I bet.
They drop a lot of knowledge on you.
It's a really cool job.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I learn something new every day.
Absolutely.
You walk around every day in the culinary department. That burger still tastes like shit? Still $14? All right, do well.
They're like, you got it.
You still overcharging for all that food? All right, cool.
That's the best I got right now.
All right, so pretty much mine was more so just recovered from the accident that happened last week. I went
How's that forearm?
It's good. It's actually much better. I'm on a whole bunch of painkillers, so I'm good.
So I'm totally flying right now.
I'm flying high.
I just realized Brian and me better not go anywhere. You guys went. I mean, we got 2 out of the 4 members hurt right now. I think me and Brian should just stay at home.
Dude, clearly, no. Gary went to the coast to get hurt. I went like 5 minutes from the house to get hurt. Like
exactly. I'm afraid to go outside the house. I'm gonna get hurt. So.
Oh my God, you were that close.
Yeah, I was very close to the house, and it just happened.
Shit,
Oh my God. I didn't even know it was that close. I would have been like, God damn it.
Yeah,
I'm staying quarantined. It's
I was
safer
like-
in the house.
I left my house like right at 4:32. The accident happened right at 4:40. It was great.
Nice. You know, I was actually saying, I was making the joke about staying in the house. I just realized I actually had a wasp somehow get into the house the other day, so it's actually not safe on my house. So,
Oh shit.
It's probably it's trying to punish you because you forgot it from at Six Flags.
no shit. It just started flying around like during a call. I was freaking out. I was on a call with a customer. I'm like, oh my God, I can't see y'all. Oh
No,
my
yeah,
God.
like right now my arm is still like you can still see it, like the scratch or whatever that is.
Yeah.
It still hurts.
Yeah.
My wrist is good though, so that was the
So
one I
what
was more
is
worried
that?
about.
Is that like a bruise or was it a cut?
So what it was, it's like
It looks hardcore. I don't know. I can still
looks like
like
a
see
shiner
it
mark.
within the light.
so pretty much
Yeah.
like what happened was when my body got hit by the airbag and the plastic of the car,
Airbag?
it like smacked me
Yeah.
right there that it split my skin a little bit.
Oh,
Nice.
okay.
So
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
just like a large red mark all the way through, and
Nice.
like it's just healing now. It's darker. It's like a scab.
When I first saw it, like I guess when you first like put it up in an image in
Mhm.
like in the video, I was like, what the hell? It looked more like someone literally like had like a razor and like
cut you.
that's
cut
what
you.
that's
Like,
honest, that's
yeah,
honestly
like
what it felt
sliced you or
like.
something.
Like that's just
Yeah,
how fast
no.
I got hit that it split my skin. It was weird.
Yeah, it looked pretty hardcore. I was like, Jesus Christ, are you all right?
Yeah. For any of the listeners that are when we're on YouTube, you can actually see what I was talking about. You'll see my arm. I showed it on there. But other than that, that was it. I got to spend time at my parents' house, just hanging out. I hung out with my dog Ellie. I spinned her. Like I laid her down and I was spinning her on the ground, and then she got up and she was like this, like falling over. It was hilarious. She got so dizzy. But no, that's about it. So
Yeah, I do that with my cat.
Hazel lets
I
you
do
do that?
Lets me.
Okay. Does she stop you?
She's just laying on the ground looking at me to be pet, and I just hold her back in her stomach and turn her around.
Yeah, like I did that to Ellie, but I was like, I put like I have her legs right here and her upper part right here, and I'm like spinning her like nonstop. And it's just hilarious.
Glad to know you guys are torturing your pets.
All right,
I only spin her once. I don't keep going.
I did it like 3 times, and she got dizzy. It was great.
What's the child abuse version of pet abuse?
Dude, Ellie don't care. She's like she like lays back over. Like you'll see it. Like I'll do it. She'll stand up and get all dizzy, and then she'll lay back under, upside down, like ready to go. It's funny. All right, so
Bark twice if you're in trouble.
all right, so let's go ahead and get
Just takes it.
You'll hear Zaya in the background bark. No, her bark is interesting.
I'm just like tossing Hazel like a pizza.
See, with Ellie, I could do that. With Zaya, absolutely not. She could toss me around. All right, so let's go ahead and get into the movie. So today we are talking about the movie.
I forgot about the movie.
Yeah, we got so distracted by everything else.
Oh, I forgot about the movie for sure.
All right, so tonight we're talking about the Patriot. It's 2000. Came out in the year 2000, so probably 20th anniversary. Starring Mel Gibson,
Oh, wow.
Heath Ledger, and Isaac. I could not remember this guy's name. Isaac
Hold
something.
up, I got you.
I have it right here. No, I don't.
I thought this movie came out in 1776.
Yeah, that's when it takes place, Barry.
Jason Isaacs.
Yeah, Jason Isaacs.
Jason Isaacs. Yeah.
Yeah, so this takes place in 1776 during the American Revolution against the British England. And pretty much it's just it takes place right when the colonies are announcing their independence to go to war against England. And pretty much it's about a peaceful farmer, Benjamin Martin, who is forced to lead a colonial militia after a tragedy at his home. And it's during the American Revolution, and he's pretty much trying to get revenge for what happens at his homestead. This one's a pretty long one, honestly. This movie.
This is almost 3 hours long, dude.
I know. That's why I was just
Yeah.
like, I don't think I can go into the whole part by part on this one.
Yeah, we're gonna
Yeah,
break
when I
it down a little
rewatched
bit.
it, I was like, I didn't realize how long it was.
Which
I
ones
was
did y'all
like,
watch? Did y'all watch the regular one? Or y'all
Three.
watched the extended edition?
You gave us the extended edition,
All
so
right, cool.
how
I
long
watched
is the regular?
whatever.
Yeah.
I watched whatever was on Netflix.
All right. Yeah,
I
'cause the
saw the
extended edition
extended.
is like 2 hours and like 50 something minutes or something like that.
Yeah.
So
Well, the original was like 164, so that's like
Yeah.
what, 2 hours and a half.
yeah, so I'm just gonna cut it through like I guess through the major parts. We'll maybe reference the smaller parts.
First, he's building his chair.
No, I was gonna start. I mean, so at the very the beginning, like the little speech that he does is just talks. It's about like you don't know who it is at first, but like he's putting away his weapons, and he's like talking about how he's like he hopes that he doesn't get punished for his actions that he did, which we clearly don't know what those actions are until later. But yeah, it's just about a man who's pretty much a carpenter at this point. He's just settling at home. It shows his family, which I have the kids' names right here. Heath Ledger plays Gabriel Martin, the oldest son.
Gabriel.
Yeah. Every time that name came up, I kept thinking of Van Helsing.
I can't. Yeah, I can't.
Yeah,
help it.
exactly.
I can't think of the name any other way.
Gabriel.
Gregory Smith plays Thomas Martin, which is the next oldest. Then
Lucius.
which
No, you're Lucius Malfoy is the William Tavington,
There you go.
which I could not unsee Malfoy the entire time. I was like, he's acting
you
Malfoy-ish.
talking about Jason Isaacs?
Yes.
I mean, that's exactly why they cast him as Lucius Malfoy, because his character is just like that.
He's good.
Such
He plays
a
good bad guy.
bad guy. Yeah, he really is. Like in every movie, and I think he's like specifically the bad guy in every movie.
And then
Mhm.
we have Trevor Morgan, who plays Nathan Martin, which is the third oldest son. Then Brian Chaplin, who plays Samuel Martin. And then the one that caught me off guard was Logan Lerman as William Martin, which was the youngest little boy. I don't know if you know who Logan Lerman is. Percy Jackson.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
That
Wow.
one. Ever seen 310 to Yuma, Gary?
Nope.
Of course you haven't.
I remember seeing that, but a long time ago, when it first came out.
Wait, 310 to Yuma? Which version?
The one with Russell
Nope,
Crowe.
haven't seen
Oh, god damn it.
it.
Yes.
Wait, is that the one where the girl only has one arm?
Nope, that is not it.
That's
Oh.
thinking of the wrong movie,
I
brother.
think you're
I'm
thinking of Mad
thinking
Max.
Yeah.
Jeff Bridges. Jeff Bridges is in it. He has an eye patch. It's a western.
That
You talking about True Grit?
True Grit.
She
That's
doesn't
a
have
good
one arm,
video.
does she?
Yeah.
Wait, Haley
Spoiler
Steinfeld's
alert.
character?
Spoiler alert.
Haley Steinfeld's character has one arm?
Yeah, in the end.
I need to rewatch that movie. I do not remember that.
You know, it took me a
Yeah.
while to figure out, like, Gregory Smith, I didn't realize. I was like, where do I know that kid? And I was like, oh, Xenon, the Disney Channel original movie, and then, like, Small Soldiers. Like, oh, shit, that's where I knew him
Oh,
from.
yeah, that guy.
Yeah, Small
Yeah.
Soldiers.
Gregory
That's what
Smith.
it was.
That's what I
Yeah.
remember him from.
For me.
I honestly don't remember
Yeah.
from anything else.
And then the other dude, what was the Trevor Morgan. I was like, another kid. I was like, oh,
That's
the Glass
another.
House.
Yep, that's another old.
Jurassic Park 3. He was the kid. I was like, oh, shit. And he was in the little Barney movie. That was like my jam back in the day.
The
I know
kid
one of
from Small
the
Soldiers.
daughters is in Virgin Suicides. I just don't know her name.
There's Micah Borim, who plays Margaret
Yeah.
Martin. She was the oldest daughter. Is that the one you're talking about?
Maybe.
And then there's Sky, well, the late, I gotta say the late because she's actually passed. Sky Bartusiak as Susan Martin. She was the youngest daughter.
Oh, poor
okay.
thing.
Yeah, she passed away at the age of 21.
That's so sad. And she's from
Oh
Houston.
man.
Yep, she is from Houston.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so yeah, we're introduced to the kids. We kind of see the life that they live, how they work on the farm, along with the. They were freed. They're not slaves, but they were freed. They all work there, for Benjamin Martin, which is Mel Gibson's character. You just kind of see the life that they all live, how they all treat each other very well. Everyone respects the father, even though he's a really bad carpenter. Can't build a chair without breaking it.
Also said everyone's afraid of him.
Huh?
Everyone seemed afraid of him.
They're
very on edge around him.
they because of his temper.
Yeah.
Because of like it's just the way he is, but you kind of see like how he is with the kids and everything. Like,
Daddy's drinking again.
it's more of a like they like to watch what he does and everything because the kids seem to find it funny, like when he loses his temper. But yeah,
Son of the actor, but hey.
yeah. So it pretty much like you end up finding out that he's a very well respected person in his community because when they receive the mail, they all had to wait for father to read the mail. He is called for a meeting in regards to a conversation about the revolution. When they all go out to this meeting, pretty much it's just. I thought this whole scene was pretty cool because you kind of see it gives you a glimpse of maybe like how these conversations were when they decided that they were going to go ahead and go to war. Yeah, like the very respected people in the community, like giving their feedback, like why they should, why they shouldn't. Benjamin Martin, his kids were very disappointed in him when he flat out said that he would not go to war. Because he has no one.
You know what happened to me at that war. You know my crimes.
He just refuses to go to war because he doesn't want one. He doesn't have his wife anymore. She passed away. He has nobody to look after his kids, which was his excuse. Which I did like. That was it. Heath Ledger or was it? Which one was it? Was it Gabriel or was it?
It was Heath Ledger.
He was the one that said I would never use my kids as an excuse.
Yeah, I wouldn't hide behind
and then he immediately goes and signs up. Get a list.
Yeah. So that was when Gabriel said he wouldn't be using his kids as an excuse. He would be hiding behind them. So he ends up signing up. He goes off to war. I did like the little scene how it shows them like still continuing on with their season while Gabriel's at war and he's like sending him letters. And how they're all all like they're all sitting there reading his letters. Which leads to pretty much the whole part of the movie that started that starts everything off, when Gabriel comes back home wounded, and everyone, like all the people that were fleeing from battle, were all at the Martin's homestead, and this leads to them taking care of the British, of the American soldiers, and
red coats, blue coats, white coats.
They didn't care. They just.
Everyone, they'll take it in everyone.
You got coats, we'll take care of you.
White people like pizza, black people like pizza. Everybody loves pizza.
Office reference. And then, so the redcoats arrive. They see the wounded soldiers. All right, thank you for taking care of our men. And then, of course, you get the dragoons. Right? That's how you say them?
Dragoons.
The dragoons arrive.
Yes. Which is a cool name.
With Colonel William Tavington, Sergeant.
Oh, I think you mean ragoons, like the ones in Chinese restaurants.
Is it ragoon? No.
Usually coming forward.
No.
Ragoon.
That's why I said it like dragoons. Anyways, Colonel William Tavington arrives. You already know. Yeah, you already know it's bad.
Lucius.
Bad news. And he pretty much says, burn the homestead. Anybody that takes care of the enemy is the enemy of the king.
King George.
Of King George, yeah. Which is very upsetting to watch because that's the Martins' home. They pretty much take away their workers. by
They're
forcing.
workers.
They said they were freed men, so they worked there.
Sure, okay.
Right.
Sure they were.
I'm going. I'm going by what they said.
We're
Yeah.
gonna wait another 100 years for that, and even then, right?
Anyways,
Oh, you're free, and you're black. Okay, what are you gonna do? I guess work for someone else.
Right.
so anyways, that
Like,
he pretty much forces them to fight for, or to join their cause.
Yep.
Like threatening
Yeah.
them very much. This leads to them finding out what was it, a satchel or something like that had orders. It was whatever it was. Colonel
Something like
William
that.
Tabington was calling it like a spy, someone that was a spy and causing treason, whatever. It turned out it was Gabriel, the oldest son, and that forces Colonel William Tabington to go ahead and state that they are going to go ahead and hang him for being a spy and a traitor.
Thomas.
No, not yet. Benjamin is trying to plead with them, like he's like talking the like the rules of war, because it like kind of tells you more that he was probably in the previous war with them.
dude, the rules of war are terrible at this time.
Dude, they're absolutely garbage.
I can.
They're
Really, they
god-awful.
really are.
I mean, as cool as some of the battles look, it's just when you think about the idea of men standing against other men and just lifting their guns, shooting once and then reloading, and the other team has like
All that
the
time to
chance to
shoot.
shoot back.
Yeah,
It's like, oh my god, run, man! Does your instinct tell you to run?
that's what's
Like how
so.
they just stand there too.
Yeah, that's
No,
what like.
yeah, the fact that they actually just stand there and take it like that, I have no
It's
idea.
that shoot
Like,
first
those guys-
advantage. How do you know who shoots first?
And apparently, they researched about the historical accuracy of these battles and all that. I'm like, really? That's historically accurate?
Oh, dude, for sure.
Yeah, that's how they fought. That's how they fought back then.
Yeah. Oh,
For
yeah.
sure.
Yeah, I know. It's just
And
And the
line
captains,
forms.
and the colonels are on the horses in the back, just
And,
watching.
and they're not supposed to be targeted. Is also another one of the rules or
Yeah.
something like that. But
Yeah.
yeah. So
Gentleman's rules.
he tries to tell them like the rules of war, like when it comes to how his guy is not, he cannot be arrested or held as a traitor or whatever. But he pretty much can't do anything about it. He has to watch his house start catching on fire. 2, Colonel William Tabington take his son away. Until the next oldest son, Thomas, says, "Dad, do something." He sees that he tells him to be quiet. Like before he can even say anything else, Thomas runs in there, kicks one guy away, and says, "Run."
Stupid boy.
Yeah, he's trying to save his brother. It does not work. He immediately gets shot from Tabington. Benjamin's running at his son, yelling, "Wait!" And then,
Way.
yeah, and then
I love Mel Gibson.
and he's pretty much forced to watch his son die in his arms.
In the arms.
So I really like the
Just
scene
died
only
in your
because like
arms
after
tonight.
the son dies, you can see the anger in Mel Gibson's eyes in here, like how he's just like, I'm gonna go get these guys, like I'm okay, Gary.
You just see the fire turn on.
I don't think that's
You
an
see
angry
the fire
face.
turn on.
Yeah, his eyes just light up.
Like Super Saiyan.
That's
Yeah.
when he channels the
His ghost or his brutal
his
ways.
ghost.
Ghost.
Yeah.
Le ghost.
So
Le roast.
so he runs into the house, grabs his things, which we finally see the tomahawk from the beginning, and you realize, oh, that's him. He's the character that had that. And he goes after it with the next 2 kids, right?
Yeah.
Yes, the next 2.
All right, cool. So they go chasing after the people that are taking away his son, his oldest son. And he takes his next 2 younger sons with him. And pretty much he's like giving them instructions on how they're gonna go ahead and fight this, because it's like probably more than 20 soldiers, and it's just 3 of them with 2 little kids, man.
And even with
Yeah.
his 2 sons, this is like for me, this was like the start of his them showing that his character is very good at putting together like a strategy,
Mm-hmm.
because there was a good amount and there was only three of them at one man and two kids.
Yeah,
So
and
I
only
mean,
and
they
with
held
these
their
weapons
own.
that like you can only shoot once at a time. Like,
I know the reload,
Even more impressive.
time on that word.
yeah, I really
Yeah,
like.
dude, I put one man versus 20 is not hard in 1700. You just kind of hide behind a tree and just keep bouncing around. You'd be all right.
He went Assassin's Creed on their asses. He was just like, I don't care. All
He
I have is a
did.
tomahawk.
There's a funny thing about Assassin's Creed with this,
Which was pretty awesome though.
but I like
Yes.
I like his little pep talk he did with the kids, like how he was telling, like he was saying it very calmly, like so that way they could be calm and everything. One thing that he did state was aim small, miss small, which I liked it because when I researched the line from that that he like where that line came from, and it was when Mel Gibson and Heath Ledger were doing their musket training, like they're training to shoot those rifles. The guy that was
Yeah.
teaching them said to aim small, miss small, and Mel Gibson liked it so much that he asked if they can put it in the script somewhere, because I think they said like if you're aiming for a man, you have like you can miss. Or, like you can miss and hit everything else around it, but if you aim for a button, at least you'll still hit the man or something like that. That's where the whole saying came from. Like if you aim for the button on his chest, then at least you'll still hit the man if you miss.
Yeah, because you gotta wonder like how good the accuracy really was on those kind of guns.
Can't be that good.
No, it was terrible.
Especially the ricochet off that
That's
thing.
why they put a huge knife in front of it.
In case you miss, you just throw the knife.
The
Yeah,
bayonet,
exactly.
yeah.
Just throw your gun at somebody.
Turn it into a spear. Yeah, so I really like it because after that scene, like after he tells his kids that line, he like goes off and he's like running through the woods, like putting guns like at each tree. And then the little guerrilla warfare starts kicking in. They pretty much take everybody out and they save the son. The one brutal thing about it was like how after he had already gone in there, like butchered those people. There was one guy trying to run away and he did not let him go. He
Hell yeah.
threw that tomahawk right in the back and then he just kept slicing him up. He just came back.
That scene was freaking awesome, but it shows like his. I mean, not only, I mean, you kind of feel for him because of his son, but at the same time, though, he was already this like beast, like this, the ghost, like this animal, like this. I don't know, like he was just a monster, if you will.
Yeah, he was
Already
considered.
before. So this was like him unleashing that, and he had good reason to, but of course, but
Yeah, he was considered
I
a
love
monster, and that like what happened to his son pretty much brought it back out.
yeah, for sure.
There's a scene where he's hiding behind a tree and he hasn't shot yet. And it's like the camera is like swooping around the tree and he's like just breathing with his gun. That totally felt like a Rambo moment, like that they just took from a Rambo movie. He's ready to kill like all these people in the jungle.
It's like right when he's about to take his
Yeah.
first shot, right?
Yeah, he's about
Yeah.
to take his first shot. Yeah.
That camera work was really good.
It was.
That was awesome. Yeah.
Alrighty, so after that he saves his kid. Then it leads to pretty much him and his son joining the army. They decide that they're gonna go ahead and create a militia, which brings in a whole bunch of. They go out to go recruit men, which is just a whole bunch of townsmen.
Drunkards.
One of them's after drunk.
and it was a big change too, because he was really pro against it, and he really didn't want to like it. That really drove him to change his mind. Of course, it's his son, but beforehand, like he was already saying all these reasons why, and he kind of didn't want to bring back the beast, the inner beast.
Yeah.
He was at peace. He just wanted his family.
Yep. So
Somebody go screw that up.
So that led to they split off. Benjamin goes to this pub with the French general, and then they're all like, "How do you know we're in the right place?" He's like, "Oh hell, King," or whatever. And then everyone like pulls out their guns. He's like, "Yeah, we're right."
I love the knife. When they close the door, you see the knife hit the door.
That was a good scene. I do like
They
the
were
one where
they could have got shot.
where Gabriel went. I believe he went into a church, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, he goes into a church and he's like recruiting. He's trying to recruit people. Everyone's like talking down on him, and then Anne, the girl that he's had a crush on probably forever, does this nice little speech, about how people talk about independence, but they're too scared to do something about it. And she finally she pretty much lights a fire under their ass and forces them, or like not forces them, but makes them hey, like you're all this talk, now go do some walking.
Yeah, for sure.
Basically.
I love that.
Yeah,
You told him, man, like, come out of that. Y'all have been preaching this all this time, and especially that one guy. I forget his name, but he's one of the townspeople. So they kind of set him in his place, and I'm like,
is it the one with the sun?
Yeah, and he was like real. I guess he was real preaching earlier in the movie. So
yeah,
she shut him up. She's like, all right, well, I mean, start walking.
I like how they're all going, like when they're finally all they decided that they're gonna go and they're all packing up and leaving, and then the Reverend comes out,
Takes his hair off.
he takes his hair off. I thought that was great.
His wig.
I love how that's not supposed to be funny, but it was hilarious.
Yeah.
He died.
It was. And what did he say? The shepherd must tend his flock.
Yeah, like pretty much like that.
I thought that was awesome. That was cool.
So they pretty much goes into like a little training montage. They're learning how to shoot their guns. They're learning pretty much the best tactics of how to fight. Yeah, that's what they're doing.
That's the training montage music.
You just see the Reverend's just doing lifts and everything.
See, mine's Eye of the Tiger. That's always like the Rocky. It's the. Oh, there. That was your cue.
It's not happening.
Okay.
So it leads into the pretty much what their fighting style is going to be, which is the guerrilla warfare, where they're just popping in and out shooting, and they do it through multiple I think they do it to multiple wagons, right?
Well, they're in like different environments pretty much every time they fight.
Yeah,
which is
cool. But they're intercepting their road because they, like I said, it goes back to me talking about. I'm sorry, Mel Gibson's character's name again, Benjamin.
Mm-hmm.
He's real good at strategy, so he's put all these places that they're like all the supplies that they're getting is because his strategy. Like he knows where the spots are, where to hit them. He knows the land. I thought that was pretty cool. Like he sets him up the whole time.
Yeah, because he tells his son in the beginning he tells his son when he rescues him, I think, at some point. He's like, when he makes his son like colonel, when he upgrades his status.
Yeah.
He's like, who taught you about every single back road, every single swamp trail, every single like navigational path? Like he knows pretty much the entire area by heart.
Yeah.
That's how he pretty much stayed alive too through the movie. I mean, because he knew those things. He was always on the move.
Yeah, like he was stealing everything from like, what is it, Cornwallis or something like that? The general or whoever's in charge of that whole army. He was like taking all of his stuff, and then he took his Great Danes, and then that's when they're like, "Oh, what are we gonna do with the dogs?" Like, we'll take them, we'll eat them. the Reverend's like, "Eat the dogs." It's like, yeah, fine meat.
No.
Or dogs.
Dogs make good meat.
I mean, they could make hot dogs.
Yeah. So
they were big dogs though too.
Yeah, they were. I believe this leads into like a conversation where because it goes back to Tavington where he gets called about his brutal ways, where they call him the butcher or stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then I believe they show someone that was at the town meeting joined the Redcoats. I can't remember that guy's name, but he was one of them.
Yeah, and that really turned it for me because
he was the one defending the Redcoats too at that meeting. So
yes,
yeah. So I was like, how do you not see like the early stages of this? Y'all should have got rid of that guy a long time ago.
Yeah. Yeah, so like it goes back to Tavington. He gets a new recruit. They kind of mentioning about a ghost. They don't know who the ghost is at this moment. We obviously know it's Benjamin.
Benjamin.
So after all these like fighting and everything, it goes back to I believe this is where Gabriel and Anne see each other again.
Yes.
And then he visits when he's just like, I've come to see Anne, and the father's just like, of course you call yourself a man. Right?
I like his little hearing aid.
Yeah.
His little
It's a little too.
I forgot what you call it.
It's a
Yeah,
funnel.
it's
It's a funnel in
it
his
looks
ear.
crazy. There you go. He's like, huh?
Yeah. Like that whole part was like, of course you call yourself a man. I was like, bro, this guy's trolling him. So it just leads to them having like the little special night where he's like in a knitting thing. I'm assuming that's what they did back in the day to make sure you weren't like sleeping with the girl when you're staying over.
What? No,
Yeah.
I thought she was knitting like pajamas for him.
That was not a pajama, dude.
You sure? Because look
Yeah.
at what she wore. She's just wearing like a long flour sack, and he was also getting a flour sack.
Mm-mm.
It looked weird, like an early.
I thought they were knitting him pajamas.
Let me see. It's called a traditional bundling bag meant to allow courtship but deter intimacy.
Oh, so she can feel the boner but can't do anything with it.
Totally.
She's
That's what it's for.
like, there's a ghost underneath the sheet.
Yeah, because that thing, like, it covered everything. Like, he could not move at all.
It
Just his
keeps
head.
popping up every now and then.
Ah.
So that's why the father was, like, listening in. He's just like, oh, I hope it works.
You know what? You know what's weird about their correspondence?
What?
The first time that Heath Ledger narrates to Nan, it's his voice. The second time, it is not his voice. That is not his voice narrating to Anne, talking about wishing to see her and writing her. It's someone totally different.
Are you sure?
Yeah,
I didn't catch that.
I wrote it down
okay.
because I was so sure.
Did you find out who was doing it, Gary?
No, it's just like, dude, I was just thinking that is not your voice. Because the next scene, like they see each other, they see each other soon. But yeah, it's weird.
He's got a deep voice. I don't know. I didn't get to hear
No, it is not. It's someone totally different.
that. All right, I'll have to go back and look at it.
Yeah, for sure.
It's not like Josh's movie voice or anything like that?
Nope.
All right, cool. Because nobody wants to hear that. Nobody wants to hear that again.
Also, I really like
A world.
the dad's first like earpiece thing.
Yeah.
It's like he wants to write me. You want to ride her?
Yeah. Yeah, they had fun with that whole thing. Yeah, he's just like, I would like to ride Anne. And he's like, ride her?
Right.
He's like a nice Mr. Dudley from Harry Potter.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was the one supplying the militia, so. So yeah, it just like shows like their relationship blossoming. I believe I want to say Benjamin was also kind of getting close with Charlotte, right? The aunt that was taking care of the kids.
Yeah.
Alrighty, so yeah, he was getting close to her around that time too. I did find interesting the scene when he was signing everyone up to begin with. The guy was like signing his slave off.
Yeah.
The reason why he had him sign was to make sure he wasn't going at his own free, like he wasn't being forced into it, right?
Exactly.
That's kind of how I took it. When he says, "I would like you to, if you're willing to leave your mark." Did y'all see it any other way?
Yeah.
I agree with you.
Wait.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't see it that way, but it makes sense. The way I saw it was he was asking because the slave says, I don't know his name. Do we know his name?
I think we do. Let me pull it up.
Well, anyway, he was saying like he was being asked if he knew how to read and write, and he said he didn't know how to read and write. And then directly after that, he's like, "Well, do you want to sign? Like, just leave your mark." So I took it as Mel Gibson knew that he knew how to read and write, and maybe he was lying and wanted to give him a chance to sign. That's how I took it.
Okay, his name is Occam, Occam.
I mean, like your way makes sense, but that's what my brain told me when I watched it.
Yeah, there's like no definite way of like how they interpret it. That's just how I saw it. Because I know he was promised like freedom if he served 6 months. Oh, was it a year or 6 months?
Oh,
it was a year.
Is a year?
Are you sure?
I thought the end he said 12 months.
Oh, maybe it is 12 months, and then he just said he had 6. Because I heard him say 6 months to go or something like that, and I thought it was so early. But maybe he signed up for a year, and he had already done 6 months when he said that. Because there's a part where he says 6 months to go.
Yeah.
So they continue on their whole thing with stealing Cornwall, whatever his name is.
Cornholing. They're cornholing during the movie.
Freaking Carmine Falcone from the Christopher Nolan.
Mel
franchise.
Gibson's team is 3-2.
So there's one where they finally get ambushed, because Cornwallis finally paid attention. Oh, I said his name right. They finally paid attention to what they were doing, and they decided to hide people in the wagons, and they also had the Damn it, Gary!
The Rangoon. They had to play the cheese Rangoons.
Oh, that got stuck in my head now. The Dragoons.
Nice.
They got the Dragoons to pretty much come up from behind, and they forced their militia to split up. They all had to run away. Not like that. Of course, a good amount of them did get captured. I do like the scene where Okam pretty much saves the guy that was giving him shit. Like, he refused to like work with him or whatever. Like, the guy that just like was just hating on the slaves.
You're talking about the racist?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I put, oh, the racist came around.
Yeah. Well, before that, because he got saved by him. Remember, like he got shot,
Yeah.
and then Okam like saved him and hit him.
But in the end, he's like,
Yeah.
I respect you.
Yeah.
I respect you.
He's like,
Like,
I'm glad to be serving next to you or
You
whatever.
learn to like him.
So yeah, a couple of the men get captured. This leads to a good, very very smart plan from Benjamin, where he shows up to Cornwallis. Oh, god damn it, I'm saying the name wrong again. I want to say it's Cornwall, but Cornhusk. I'm not gonna call him Cornhusk. I think it's Cornwall.
Cornwallis.
Cornwallis. Okay. See, I was saying it like mixed up with everything else. So
Cornhole.
he goes to Cornwallis's little base with the dogs, which is
Secret base.
what he catches. That's what like pretty much helps him like figure out like, oh, like he has my dogs. I like the first thing he does when he arrives is goes and sits in that rocking chair.
Yeah, he's looking at it and that's inspecting it.
He's just like, how did they do this?
I love that little it's kind of like a little flashback to his the beginning
Yeah.
when he's making his damn chair
Yeah.
and it always breaks.
Yeah.
He's got a whole corner of broken chairs there, so he's like, how the hell do you get it to stay up?
Yeah, without it like snapping on me.
To me, like the minute the scene starts to the minute he leaves and it ends, this is my favorite scene in the entire movie.
It's so good.
Yeah, I think it's like really well written. It's smart. It's funny. And I think this is like the Mel Gibson's best acting in this movie. Like is in this scene. But yeah,
He's like-
I love the scene the best in the entire movie.
He's like very professional. Like this whole team, like he's talking to Cornwallis and he's like talking like a soldier to soldier or leader to leader.
Yeah.
I was just like, well, you have my men. I'm willing to give you back your men. If you choose not to, then we're gonna kill him. And he like shows him the little. He's like, oh, if I may, he like shows him the little thing. It's like, look right over there. And then you just see redcoats being.
And I like
held at
the
gunpoint.
thing with the dogs. The
With
dogs don't
held
even
at
want to be the
gunpoint.
owner anymore.
Yeah, he had to like tell him to go to them.
Yeah, he whistles and the dogs kind of, like I loved all of it. It was really funny.
Very
Yeah.
good scene.
Yeah, like the whole.
They didn't even want to go to him.
Yeah, they didn't.
dogs.
They did not want to go to him.
He was like, Jupiter, Mars, come. And they're looking at him like, I don't know you.
So that leads to the conversation where he's like, they decide to exchange prisoners. As he's leaving, the main big bad comes in, Tavington,
That main big bad.
and he's just like, I recognize him.
That main big daddy.
And then he wants to take him out now, but because of the prisoners, he can't. So they said he's not being hostile now, which is why they can't attack him.
Yeah. Like he didn't act like that here.
Yeah, exactly. So he like pretty much tries to rile him up. He walks up and says, "Hey, you! I know you. You're the ghost, the one with the stupid boy." And then that little
Stupid boy.
that scene right when he turns around, he's just like, "Did he die?" I was like, "Man, you're an asshole."
Oh man, he was giving him low blow after low blow.
But I love what he does. How he keeps his posture. He just walks up to him. He's like, "Before this war is over, I'm going to kill you."
I will end you.
And then he just like walks. He like walks away.
He taken him.
Pretty much. And of course, the part where Gary said, where he just whistles and the dogs immediately run out. And then, like, to add that
I love that.
the little cherry on top of that fire that they just did, his officer comes in with his
one of his men.
he's just like, one of our captured. What did he say? One of our captured officers, my lord. It's like I wrote that down. And it's just a haystack.
I like how he tries to say it so like,
He's
I don't know.
like I feel like that whoever the actor was wanted to laugh, and he's like holding it together.
Yeah, yeah.
It was perfect. One of our captain officers, my lord.
He's cracking a smile the whole time, a little smirk.
Yep. Alrighty, where do we go from here? This is the part that I'm a little lost at.
This is
Is
when they
it-
realize that he's they're all straw. So this is a big turn because now he's been made a fool of because of the exchange,
Yeah.
and he took that personally. So he's like, "Oh,
Okay.
that bastard."
He gives Hamilton the okay to do whatever he wants.
Yes,
Yeah, to
there
be
we go.
brutal.
He gives him
Yeah. So that
the
leads
green light, basically.
that leads to them asking the guy that actually knows everybody about, or like knows everybody. He tells Hamilton where the aunt lives. And then of course
Tell me about Ohio.
I love that.
That's what
I
he
love
says.
when he says that. Yeah. But getting ahead of himself, of course.
Yeah, of course.
He was very ambitious character.
So they go to the aunt's house, where the kids were already on lookout, so they did see him. They managed to get everybody out, and of course, Gabriel, who knew that this was happening, pretty much was a distraction. The aunt did have to watch her house burn, unfortunately, but they all go out to. I want to say it was where like the slaves were hiding, right? Because that's where they ran
they're
into.
like
You mean
little
the-
settlement.
You mean the workers?
Okay, yeah.
Worker settlement.
Oh, thank you for being on my side.
So pretty much they're reunited with the people that were at their house. Apparently we find out that the youngest daughter started talking.
Yeah,
Susan.
Susan.
she said a lot apparently.
Yeah. But,
I'm not gonna lie, that one got me in the feels. I was like, God, she spoke.
that and then what
She
she was
told him.
saying right after was so much. Oh, wait, we
Yeah.
talking about when she's bashing her dad or when she sees her dad, like after she sees him leave.
Well, kind of both, because when she's bashing him, Heath Ledger has to kind of like roll with it, and he's like, "Yeah, she said she missed you, but
Mhm.
she really was bashing him. She was like, I hate him."
Yeah. All right, so they're in this little hideout, pretty much. Everyone is reunited. The aunt with Benjamin, Gabriel with his beloved, and all the friends.
His
Well,
betrothed.
just them. Yes, because. Oh man, no! I skipped a part.
Oh, rewind.
Before that,
On the
scene-
record, I never said
Oh.
yes, so I didn't agree with you. On the record.
Anyways,
I just let that be known.
He's right.
So we missed the part where the guy finds his family killed, because this is what leads to them going to this place. So yeah, Charlotte's house was destroyed. They realized that people have been attacking, that they've been attacking their homes. What is his name? Do you remember?
Which dude?
The gentleman that loses his family.
Oh my God, I know that actor too. He's a good
John.
actor. I forgot his name.
Yeah.
John. Yeah,
Well, the
yeah.
character's name is John
John.
Billings. He finds his wife and his son killed. He's pretty much destroyed.
Oh, the guy who committed suicide.
Yeah, he's pretty much
Yes.
destroyed. He's like, his family is gone. He looks at all of his friends that were part of the war, and he takes his own life. This leads Gabriel to tell everyone to go tend to their families, make sure everyone's safe.
Getting furloughed.
Yeah, they're furloughed for how long?
I think a week.
A week?
Was it a week? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he states, like, like, if you choose not to come, we're not going to think of it as abandonment or anything. Like, just make sure your family's safe. So that leads Benjamin to go off with his...
He felt
to his
that
family.
one. He felt that one because I feel like the way they portrayed their friendship, like they knew each other for a long time. So
Oh,
I
yeah.
think he took that one. He took that
I
one.
mean, he knows what it's like to lose a child and his wife.
Yeah, yeah.
He's lost
So,
both. So yeah, he felt
I
it.
felt bad for him, man. Yeah, that was his kid. Like you could tell he held him up so I don't know, he just praised him. So, when he saw the little gun like that he made for him,
Yeah, because
it
he
just
said
set him off,
he said
like-
to protect his mother. and
Yeah.
so
I
it
was
showed
like,
that he did try.
I felt that.
Sad.
Yeah. So
I felt for him.
they go spend their time with their families. Benjamin is hanging out with Charlotte while Gabriel's hanging out with Anne. Anne and Gabriel end up getting married, right?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, there's a whole wedding ceremony for them and all.
Short-lived.
Spoiler alert, Josh.
Everybody must die.
So we see Gabriel and Charlotte. Not Gabriel and Charlotte. Damn. Benjamin and Charlotte. We see them finally like show their feelings towards each other. After that, yeah, they go home. This leads to
where do they go? Okay, I don't know if I missed it in the movie. Where the hell do they go? What island do they go to where all the like slaves or just other like African natives are at? Like what is that?
I don't know.
Yeah, that settlement. Yeah, that.
If they ever said it, I never caught it. Because it looks like they're totally surrounded by water, like on most of their sides.
Yeah, I'm like, where the hell is that in the movie? Like, they go two different looking areas.
It looked like an island to me.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I'm not.
I don't know. I just remember seeing that and like thinking, wait, is this a colony? Like, where are they?
It's a refuge at a beach colony.
At a beach colony?
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, it's a beach colony inhabited by former slaves. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's
not workers.
Gary, I'm going by what it says here. Shut up. They were considered workers at the beginning. You know that guy said he was a free man. Okay, that's not my fault.
Slavery is a form of work.
I went by what he said.
Yeah.
Aren't we all slaves though? If you think about it,
they're all free. They're
Brought
former.
to you by Red Stripe, made in Jamaica.
We're not sponsored by these guys.
Sponsored by Red Stripe.
It says former
for
slaves, Gary, which means free.
Okay.
Free to hide away from the redcoats and bluecoats.
Yeah.
Just like I formerly didn't drink.
So
maybe they're former slaves and they got free once they hit this colony because they were free from their masters.
Sure.
Boom.
See? So they're free. There you go. Anyways. All right. So this leads to Anne and her family going back. Redcoats are there. They put all the people in the church. Pretty much just tell them, hey, where does Benjamin Martin hiding? That's where one of the reverends pretty much read out her family, Anne's family, stating that they're the ones that have been supplying them in the swamp and everything. And they light the church on fire with everyone inside.
I feel like that was a really big, I don't know, controversial kind of scene.
Yeah.
For the fact that not only that they set it on fire, but it's the one that turned his back on them. What's that guy's name? Jesus Christ. The one that ended up joining.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
The Redcoats. Yeah. You know, he even like thought about it too, and it was like, you know what, I'll do it.
Yeah.
So that was crazy. I was like, oh man. But the church with everyone, wow.
So much.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, I guess that's what they call him. That what's his nickname again? I'm sorry.
The Butcher.
The Butcher. There we go.
Mm-hmm.
Butcher, Georgia.
Yeah. So they kill everyone in there.
Yeah.
This cuts to all the guys, all those soldiers being back at the swamp, and then they're like, well, it looks like this is it. Like, this is all of us. And then everyone arrives. And then shortly after that, they go into the town. I'm assuming because of the missing their supplies. At least time has passed through all this. But this one didn't feel like it was too much because the church was still on fire when they arrived.
Yeah, just freshly burned down to the ground.
Yeah.
It was
always burning.
When the world...
Everyone finds out that everyone in the town died in the fire.
Just notice Gary's name.
This hates. Do I even want to see it? Anyways, so everybody is dead in the church. Gabriel and Benjamin know that Anne was in there. And then that leads Gabriel to take his own men to go after.
He wanted revenge. It was
Yeah.
like a pit of rage for him. He
Yeah.
just took off. Like,
he just went.
split,
He just
like,
stone face. Like,
I couldn't
the entire
take
way.
it.
Yeah, you kill my
Yeah.
woman, I kill you.
Tabington takes a couple people, including the Reverend, with them. Sorry, Gabriel takes a couple people, including the Reverend, with them. They catch him
Yeah.
off guard. They do kill a good amount, but it comes down to the Reverend, Gabriel versus Tabington, and whoever that guy, his right hand man was. I don't remember his name. I don't even remember if he
Yeah.
had a name.
It was
The
Tony.
part, yeah, totally, it's Tony. So the whole part about this, the Reverend has his gun ready to go, ready to aim at Tabington, and he tries to help Gabriel, who turns out to be fine. Like, when he tries to knock him, he's already stabbed him. He stabbed the other guy in the stomach, and then this causes the Reverend to get shot.
Yeah,
This very
which
dramatic,
was crazy.
this very
That
dramatic
scene.
fall.
He throws the gun up.
Ooh.
So I'm assuming they tried to do it to where he's still very much aware, and he's trying to throw his gun up to Gabriel.
Kobe.
Here.
Too
Too
soon.
soon, man. Too soon, Uncle. Too soon, Uncle. Rededicate this episode to Kobe.
And that does at least lead to a good scene where he catches the gun in midair and shoots him. Right in the stomach, I believe.
Yeah, gets him like a little gut check on the side.
Yeah. Or maybe it's a side. Do you remember where that wound was?
It was like his
Doesn't
lower
matter.
side, like
Okay.
lower side on the bottom.
It was on
Yeah.
his body.
But yeah, you presume he's dead. Gabriel, who's still very much caught in rage and pain, pulls out
I
his
did not
knife.
presume he was dead.
I mean, I
I
assumed.
was like, this is an obvious trap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this leads to him pretty much remembering what his father did to the last guy. When he decided to butcher him with the tomahawk, he gets his knife, and right when he's about to go in for the slice, Tabington turns around and stabs him right in the stomach with the sword. That was a pretty brutal stab too, because you see him like just pull the sword right out of him. He's like, "Oh!"
Yeah.
I mean, you didn't even talk about the earlier battle scene where a guy gets beheaded from a cannonball.
Oh, that was gruesome.
Oh,
that was
man.
gruesome,
I was gonna-
but awesome.
I was gonna reference all that stuff towards the end, like when we see the other
Dude,
battle.
there's some brutal stuff in here.
Yeah, which
Yeah.
is I don't know if it was that one or if it was the one with. I'm pretty sure it was that one because I remember they were originally trying to get him to take those parts out, so that way the movie would have to be rated R. But he's like, no, it has to be like we're not.
Now, I wish there was more.
Yeah, I know that's what we're saying.
Yeah.
It's just like he wasn't gonna take anything out only because of the fact that like he couldn't like war was not pretty or anything. Like it was brutal, and that's what he wanted to keep in. Yeah, I was gonna reference him when we talked about the battles, the stupid warfare that they decided to do.
It was really stupid.
So yeah, Benjamin arrives too late. His son already stabbed. He's dying in his arms. He apologizes to his father about his younger brother, Thomas, and he tries to tell him like it's not his fault. Like that was his fault. And
It's not your fault.
he's forced to watch his son, his other son die in his arms. Which actually
Two
this
sons.
one breaks him. This one's like the one where he like fully goes into like crying and everything.
Yeah, I gotta add
Yeah.
a little something to that. That key part. I loved his acting on that one because like he's saddened, but then at the same time he's just like in shock. Like he's like, oh my god. Like
Yeah.
he
Yeah, this one-
if he snaps. Yeah, he snaps. I mean, the first one was already, he's already been in pain. This poor guy, and then for this one to come in, Jesus Christ,
Poor guy.
poor guy.
Poor guy.
Poor Dick. Poor unfortunate soul.
I was like, Heath, no.
Yeah. So this is pretty much what leads towards the end of the movie, which is Benjamin's mourning Gabriel's passing. He finds the flag that he was working on. While he was originally planning to just stop fighting, I think after he saw the flag, he realized that both his sons were pretty much died for the cause.
Yeah.
And he decides that he's not going to let his sons' passings go to vain. Like he's going to win this war for his kids. And that leads to all of them. He meets up with all the soldiers that are walking with the flag that was redone by Gabriel. Oh, everyone's yelling huzzah. I don't know if y'all realize what they were saying.
I didn't know what they were saying.
They were saying huzzah. I
The
like the,
whole time, I was
Yeah.
just thinking, America!
yeah,
Hell
like,
yeah.
they're all just yelling huzzah. And then that's where they come up with their strategy plan to go ahead and use the militia as like the front force to kind of trick the redcoats. Little quick strategy was the fact that they knew Cornwallis was gonna pretty much look down at the militia. I think he also had the plan that Tavington was gonna see his men and go right after him, because that's pretty much exactly what happens.
Yeah, he underestimated them.
Basically, yes.
He pretty much, like, they both stand, they're doing the stupid little warfare where they just stand and shoot at each other. And then he realizes, like, they see Tavington finally lead his charge, and they take off running and lead him to the other men on the other side of the hill. And that's where pretty much all of the redcoats get butchered at that side of the hill.
It's the turn of the battle.
Yeah, the turn of the battle is literally when they turn around and start shooting.
I love that though, because they kind of break a little bit, like not really break, but they put the pressure on them, and you see people retreating. And I love how once Mel Gibson gets the flag and gets everyone going, he gets everyone who was retreating to
Turn back
hold
around.
the line, turn back around, like let's finish this, like
So-
we got it.
I couldn't help but laugh at that scene, only because, not because of Mel
How dare
Gibson.
you.
No. So it's Mel Gibson's
You must
scene.
hate America.
Shut up. Mel Gibson's scene is perfect, but the guys that are turning back around, I was laughing because they look so confused. Like,
Yeah, they were like,
Yes.
like I honestly don't know if it was like just perfect timing, but these guys legit look confused as to they don't know what they were supposed to be filming at that moment. Like, it was just really
yeah,
funny.
There was like
It was
like
awesome.
2-3 guys.
Yeah. So like that scene was hilarious only because of those guys that were confused. But yeah, Mel Gibson running with the flag. I think that's like the cover to the movie too. Anyways, but yeah, he's like getting everyone to come back. He's like standing there waving the flag around, like let's go, like come on.
I know it's a little over patriotic, but just enough. Like they don't make any patriotic movies like this anymore. So
Yeah, they don't.
True.
it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool.
It was a badass opening
Yeah.
Opening.
to a battle.
Oh,
Oh, yeah. I was like,
Oh yeah.
it's like this happens like
yeah, when he was putting
2
that
hours
tomahawk in
and
that
like
chest
30 minutes.
gently.
Very patriotic.
I love that.
So Tavington sees him, and they pretty much have their battle. I do like how Benjamin does his fight, like how he does it with the tomahawk and the gun, like as a little blocker. I thought that was pretty cool until
Yeah.
he
That was
loses
pretty
it.
cool. I gotta agree, that was
He's
pretty
getting like sliced up, man.
Oh,
Both his
yeah,
legs,
he's
his
doing terrible.
both
This
his
poor
arms,
dude.
his leg, his back. Like he's just getting sliced.
Those back hurt me. Like I even felt that
yeah.
physically. I was like, ah.
Yeah.
I was like, oh no.
And pretty much what happens here is what he didn't get shot. No. They were fighting. He was gonna shoot him until the cannonball blew up
After
behind
he
him.
gets sliced, yeah. After he gets sliced up, there's that impact. Well, you just said, and then they get up, and he's about to give him that like final slice or that like stab.
He's like getting ready to like
But
stab
you
him.
see,
Mhm.
yeah, and you see, it's like very. I don't know. For me, it was awesome, that scene of him looking out, right, and he just sees like all the blue coats just going, and there's like the flag, another flag in the background, and people are still charging on, like
Mhm.
looking like we're winning the war.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It looked awesome.
Yeah. So what does he stab him with right here? Was it the flag or was it a bayonet? The one in the chest.
I believe it was the flag.
Okay.
It was that tip. Yeah.
All right, he
that
picked it
tip.
up and stabbed
He
him.
stabs the horse with it. You talking about
Oh, I'm flipping through a whole bunch of stuff. Okay, he uses the flag to stab the horse. What does he use to stab him when he's
Oh,
going
okay.
for his head?
A horse.
that? Dude, I just saw like poor horse. You can hear like the
Dude,
horse's
the neck?
snap.
Yes.
Yeah, it was
Yes.
like, oh,
It
it was
was
cringy.
so loud.
Yeah.
Ah,
Yeah, that horse got
Yeah.
that horse got destroyed, man. And that horse was just following orders. He's like, man, he was
Yeah.
telling me to run this way. It's
Yeah,
not
he
my
does
fault.
like an Assassin's Creed slide, and then the horse just eats it.
God, I'm not the only one who thought about Assassin's Creed this entire movie.
I have a fun fact about that. But anyways,
Oh God.
So Tavington has him. He says, "It appears you are not you are
father?
not. No, shut up. You are not, you are not the better man. And that's when Benjamin stabs him in the chest, and that's when he tricked him. Kind of like this movie's all about tricking people, man. That's weird. He tricks him, and right before he sticks the bayonet into the guy's throat, he says, "You're right. My sons were better men," and then puts that bayonet right in the throat.
That was a very satisfying like scene too. You're just like, God, this guy's been a prick the whole movie.
Yeah.
Like he deserved it.
Yeah.
We dealt with this
Oh,
guy
so-
for 2 hours and 30 minutes. Like, let's finally kill him.
I'm done with this guy.
Yeah. So after that, pretty much, Jen and Cornwall slants for the retreat. They've won that battle, which was a turning point in the war. I like the little background stuff here. What are you doing?
That was
Say
awesome
hi.
because it shows like the French guy. I forget his name, but
His
the
name's
ally
Frenchie.
the ally. He kept referencing that there was help on the way,
Mm-hmm.
which was
He said-
awesome because that was a turning point. You know, basically for the war because they came in guns blazing.
Remember, he originally said 6 months.
Yeah,
This movie started in 1776. The French didn't come till 1781.
yeah. Well, the
Um,
movie, you know, of course they gotta switch it up for the movie, but
Yeah.
I think that scene how they put it and how they show the turn of because General Cornwallis was real.
They were like holed up in that.
He didn't want to give up. He didn't
Yeah.
want to give up. Like he was hard headed, and they kept telling him his advisors are like, you know, it's kind of time to
Yeah.
throw in a towel. Like that's enough.
He was like, things are
Yeah.
gonna change.
Like yeah, I don't think that's happening. The French are like cannonball you to death.
Yep. And this pretty much leads to the end of the war. He got to see the war go through. And he returns back to his family. You see Oakham as a free man. And they're all
Freeman.
they're just pretty much building.
Freeman.
It ends with them rebuilding.
His house.
Yeah, I think it was his house maybe.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah,
That
it
was
was.
In the middle of the street.
Uh-huh.
His house.
It's like, I'm not paying
was
for
pretty
this song,
cool,
so
though.
stop singing.
She's a brick. How?
Oh.
Here's mate.
All right, stop. Stop. I don't want to get copyright for this shit. I don't want to pay for these. So anyways, what did y'all think of the movie overall?
I loved it. There's really not, like I said, there's really not movies like this anymore. And the fact that I guess I love history.
Mhm.
I always loved history back in school and high school, and I know it's not accurate, but they really did a good job of like, making you feel like you're in that time period.
Mhm. Yeah, I liked it because it's a good period piece. We don't. I was thinking about it too. I was like, I don't see many movies about the American Revolution anymore.
No, you really don't. I really wish, that I don't know. I love the battle too. Besides the horrible form of battle on the field,
Yeah.
I mean, just the whole history and stuff like that.
That's why they had to introduce the guerrilla tactics, man.
Seriously.
Yeah, so it's just it's a great movie. I really do enjoy Mel Gibson's earlier work. Heath Ledger as well. This was like one of his breakthrough movies.
And he did back-to-back movies that were just amazing. That one and then Braveheart, like shortly after, right?
Mel Gibson, I think he did Braveheart first, didn't he?
Oh man, I forgot. I know that we're close to each other though.
I think I have it right here. Let me see. Josh usually
But
looks
he was
everything
just
up, but
badass in both.
He's being busy right now.
Who?
Huh?
What?
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 Yeah, Braveheart was 95.
Sorry. I got a
95.
Interesting conversation.
So yeah, it's a great period piece. I really do enjoy those kind of movies. And the acting was great. And Jason Isaac plays such a great villain.
Yes, man. I swear he could play like I don't know, like if he was in a comic in a comic role as like a villain, that would be awesome.
What about you, Gary?
Maybe more on the DC side.
Yeah.
What did you think of the movie?
You're
I know because
right.
this was your first time watching it.
Yeah,
Oh wow.
I've never seen this movie, and also I just don't watch a lot of Mel Gibson movies for whatever reason. I've seen barely any of his movies.
Mm-hmm.
Same.
You'd probably love Lethal Weapon.
Never seen any of them. I really liked. I mean, he wasn't in it, but I liked his directorial Apocalypto. I like that movie a lot, but he's not even in it. Oh, I saw Passion of Christ. Didn't like that movie at all.
Well, he directed that one too.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I don't see movies where he's in it.
Mm-hmm.
I like this movie. It was like, I mean, of course, it's about America dominating England and breaking free. And it's like Super America, and my chest grew, and my chest hair also grew, and I was chugging Bud Light the whole time. Yeah, I thought it was a good movie. It was long, although it didn't feel long. Like, I wouldn't cut anything out, I don't think. I don't know if I saw the extended or normal version, but I wouldn't cut anything out. It's just a long movie because it kind of has to be. Like I never seen Lincoln, but I know it's like 3 hours. Huh?
It keeps you busy. Like it. Keeps you,
it's not too slow.
You.
It's not too slow, really, ever. It kind of keeps moving.
Lincoln was not 3 hours.
Oh, I'm just guessing. I never saw it either. I just figured, like, how do you have a biography about Abraham Lincoln and not be like 3 hours long? But yeah, the only negative thing I thought about this movie was actually Mel Gibson. I wasn't that into his acting. I thought Heath Ledger was way better, even though he's younger. And I don't know, I just enjoyed everyone else's characters better than him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he wasn't like terrible or anything. I mean, I'm cool with Mel Gibson. I just thought, like, this is an American movie where you're the patriot, but you're not bringing it all the way. I want to see some like, like I want to see you like really explode when your son dies. I want to see some like tears, dude.
Dude, that guy fucking broke down.
I don't think so. We should just get John Hamm in this. He'd be a lot better.
Oh my god, you and that actor.
So yeah, it's a good movie. I would watch it again. I have a billion things to say about this movie. So
all right, Josh, let's go. Let's hear what you have to say real quick, so we can get into Gary's notes.
Oh god! Basically, long story short, I did enjoy this movie. First time watching it. Mel Gibson, I agree with Gary. It was interesting to see his acting at some points, but I expected to be more like America, hell yeah! I didn't see any of that, but it was a very good American movie. It was nice to see, some this time period of the Revolutionary War and all that. It was kind of cool to see everything come into play, because we don't get a lot of movies like this. It's mostly on World War II that we see, or the Civil War, but not a lot back when our roots became America. So kind of nice little change. Did enjoy it. A little bit long for me, but hey, I got 3 hours to kill. What else am I doing right now?
All right. So before we go into your notes, Gary, I did want to state the reason why he is the way he is, where he's avoiding the whole fighting, the whole wanting to go all in, was because of he didn't want to go back to the way that he was before this movie, which was what was it? The French? What war was that?
Oh man, yeah.
I have no idea.
I forgot
the French Indian?
I forgot the name of it.
Is it the French Indian War? Isn't it something like that? Because when the natives and the French were fighting against the Brits and the colonists.
Yes.
Okay, so in that one, he did have a story about how pretty much they butchered people. Like, he was the reason why he didn't want to go back into war was because of what he did before, what he was before, and how he was more ruthless than maybe the butcher was in his tactics. He was just scared of himself at this point. But that's about it. All right, Gary, where'd you want to?
Oh God.
Where'd you want to go?
Well, I had never heard of this director before, Roland Emmerich.
Mm-hmm.
But it's really funny to me because I looked at his IMDb. Like, almost every other movie he's directed is like a big budget action movie.
Independence Day, Godzilla.
He did Godzilla, Independence Day, 10,000 BC. I thought it was really funny. Out of all the movies, this is like the slow-moving narrative he directed.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the movie that I'd much rather see than almost all of those.
I want to see Godzilla?
Even though I like, and like Marty's in love with it and seen it a billion times, The Day After Tomorrow.
Yeah, Day After Tomorrow.
I like
It's
that
a
movie.
great movie.
Mm-hmm.
I love that one.
But yeah, I thought that was funny. Like, it's a 3-hour narrative movie about the American Revolution. But like everything else he's done is like explosions.
Yeah.
Yeah, Day After Tomorrow and Independence Day, the first one, are good. I like those.
Day After Tomorrow is with Jake Gyllenhaal, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hiding with the homeless guy in the library for warmth. You're burning some books. But yeah, I thought that was interesting. And also, I liked that this movie was shot on film. You could tell it was already shot on film like from the beginning, and I thought that was cool because it looked it and it just added to its age. I think it's not just like totally digital, even though it came in 2000. Stop me if I'm talking too much. Also, because it was shot on film, I think the colors in this movie are really cool. Like, there's so many battlefields like where everything's really like cool blue. And like one of the first battles, everything's really blue, and then the sparks coming off the gun are like bright white, like almost like sparklers. Yeah, there's just a lot of blue and gray in this movie, and I really like that. I thought it added to the movie and looked like really somber and cool.
I did want to add to your Day After Tomorrow comment earlier. So Jake Gyllenhaal was actually in contest with Heath Ledger for this role, for the Patriot.
Oh wow!
I can see both.
So it is kind of funny that like when he did Day After Tomorrow, he hired Jake Gyllenhaal because he just remembered him.
But after seeing it now, it's kind of hard not to see Heath. And he did so good, and this is his early days too. You know, he was young in this movie. So.
Yeah, because this was after he was doing his heartthrob movies, and I think they said that he went like a year without working, and he was thinking about quitting acting and going back to Australia, and then he got hired for this one. Another little casting fun fact was that there was a Kevin Spacey was originally going to be the villain, except for Jason Isaacs, but because Mel Gibson got paid so much that they didn't have the budget for Kevin Spacey as well. So it is.
I don't know. I don't think I could see Kevin Spacey being that guy.
I can't think of it only because of his later work. But if you think of maybe like what is it? The one where what is it? Pay It Forward?
No,
21 is what you're referring to.
No, not 21. Pay It Forward is it's a movie with God, this is an old one. I don't know if the listeners remember this movie, but this one's a heartfelt one.
All I know is 7.
It's a Haley Joel Osment. It's like about a kid that's like it's the whole system where you're pretty much like trying to get everyone to be nice to each other, like do a favor for the other one, continue on the good deeds. But like around his time, that's when Kevin Spacey was a little bit younger. He was a little bit more fit, and that's where I was just like, that's why I could possibly see it. But Jason Isaacs, I don't. At this point, you can't replace him. He's just too damn good.
Yeah, he really is. You know what? He could have even been like the newer like. You can't replace Michael Fassbender, but him being Magneto. What do you think?
I don't know.
I'm
not sure.
Are you talking about Jason Isaacs being Magneto?
Yeah.
Maybe for the new ones.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Yeah. But
The new ones that are supposed to be coming out?
We'll talk about those later. Go ahead, Gary.
Oh yeah, like you said, I really like the violence, and I wish there was more violence in here.
Yeah.
Not only does the guy's head explode and get decapitated,
legs. You see legs fly.
The legs, yeah, the legs, dude, and the horse's neck. There was just
the legs.
There was lots of things that were like pretty violent. I wanted more.
Like from the cannonball, like it's just rolling.
The cannonball.
Yeah, it just rolls and then just
his leg just disappears.
Damn, dude. Oh yeah, I don't know about you guys, but not only did I really like the idea that he melted down his son's toy soldiers for bullets, like I thought that was a really cool idea. But I don't know about you, but it reminded me of the Humpty Dumpty fairy tale, like the Humpty Dumpty poem,
The one
Because
where he's
I
on the
just
wall?
thought of like all the king's horses, all the king's men eventually will fall, just like Humpty Dumpty or just like King George.
Yeah.
I thought of that like imagery because they kept showing it a lot.
Mhm.
Like right when they open the bag and all his kid dies and they all spill out, I immediately thought of Humpty Dumpty.
That's
That's just me.
That's
yeah, that's
awesome.
an interesting way of looking at it.
Yeah, that really is.
But the bullets, regardless, were a cool idea because he's just melting down his son's toys.
And they were big slugs too. They weren't like
Yeah.
little. I like how he put the marker too. Like he put a mark on each one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. War's dumb. That's my other comment. My last thing I would probably say is I don't know what you guys thought about the Native American like imagery or use in this movie because obviously he has a Cherokee tomahawk, and to me, based on like the books I've read and what I've studied, to me him disappearing like a ghost into the woods is also like a reference to Indian like fighting tactics and just like Indian mysticism too.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what you guys thought, but like they brought up Indian themes, but they didn't really go that deep into it. I was expecting like Indians to pop out.
Yeah.
Me too, because they reference him throughout the movie. They give you
Yeah.
like little drops here and there.
Well, isn't he the reason why they're gone? Like part of it, like he's like kind of like that legend that like got rid of.
Well,
him?
that would be even cooler because if you're saying that the Indian war was before this, then it would make sense too that he
Yeah.
has this tomahawk, and they would come back maybe to haunt him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think calling someone like a ghost, 1700s, he has a tomahawk and he's fighting it's alluding to Indian. I think like
Yeah.
mysticism.
So I think
I'm
that's where
pretty
he
sure.
got his strategy from, was because he had to face the Indians or the Native Americans, and he had to like learn how to fight them, which leads to
I
the
just wish-
guerrilla
yeah.
warfare.
I just wish there was more of that because they touched on it, but that's it.
Yeah, if there was like a story before, that would have been very interesting to see. Or I mean, you like not even like you don't even have to make a movie; you could just write a book, but with these characters at the beginning,
That would have been the 4-hour version.
the 4-hour version. Yeah, because that's one thing. Like it's like one of those scenes where you have to like just imagine it, because like you know he fought in the war before, which was, I think it is the French Indian War.
Yeah.
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. And then that's where he got his tomahawk and everything. And I think like that speech at the beginning where he says that please don't let like my past catch up to me, or like, you know, like punish me for what I've done. And that's referencing what he did during that war.
He's already
Yeah.
seen bloodshed.
Oh yeah, he's seen a
Went
lot.
all out.
Josh, I know you said you had something you wanted to talk about. What is it?
I have no idea. I don't know.
Gotcha.
That's what I thought. I just saw you twirling your badge around, so I was just like, this guy has nothing.
I have nothing fair to contribute.
Was that your last talking point, Gary?
Oh, I have one more, and then I'll stop crowding the airwaves.
Go ahead.
My favorite quote from this movie is like the really early scene where he's at the legislature, and they're all voting whether to go to war or not.
Mm-hmm.
And it says an elected legislature, man, why can't I say that? Can be just as tyrannical as a single tyrant, like talking about King George.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah.
Hashtag stay woke, dude, because that's in 1700, that still rings true now. Our government obviously can be just as tyrannical and crooked as a single person running the country.
Yep.
Hashtag stay woke.
Is that mic drop and everything?
Yeah. I was just like, yep, history repeats itself. Also, I thought of, if you play Fallout, I thought of war. War never changes.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a cycle that repeats itself. History always repeats itself.
You know how every like 2000s movie had like a music or like a song that went with it? To me, this perfect one was war. What is it good for?
Dude, Josh is like trying to force them to copyright me so I could pay for the fucking song. So
It was like 5 seconds. It's fine.
so I did want to mention it because like there's a little note that I had seen in regards to Anne's speech that she gave about like, you know, them standing up, talking about independence, not doing anything about it. That was inspired by Abigail Adams' letters to John Adams. Yeah, during the
Yeah.
Revolution.
Yep.
So I thought that was pretty cool.
That's a little fact.
Well, she stood up.
Oh.
And spoke.
I got a question for you guys too.
What up?
What's up?
No, you go first.
Oh, I was gonna mention mine was in regards to the Assassin's Creed comment that I made earlier. So remember Assassin's Creed 3? They said that the combat
Actually,
system...
I'll go first. You can stop.
Shut up.
I'm just kidding.
The combat system was influenced by the famous tomahawk scene in this movie.
Oh, that's kind of interesting.
So that's why he
I have not played that game, but now I want to play.
You mean
game.
like wait, Assassin's Creed 3 when they're fighting in the trees and stuff?
Like the trees and like his little
Oh,
his jumping
that game
out.
was
And...
awful.
What?
The first like 3 hours are just tutorial and nothing's going on.
But after that, it's so much fun.
I'd never made it.
All
It's so boring.
right, go ahead, Josh. Oh wait, no, Gary, you had something.
Why do you keep coming back
yeah.
to me?
Because I'm just messing with you.
I'm.
Yeah, because you're singing. I wrote this down too. I was trying to think of a question that I could ask. That's my only question. So if you can answer either question. If you have a favorite protest song, like either you have a favorite song that's like F the government or like that punts you up against like the government, dude. Or you can think of like 60s protests like Bob Dylan. Do you have a favorite protest song and what's the name of it? Or if you're in the last scene and you're Mel Gibson and you're trying to rile up your soldiers and you have one song to really get them like lit up and ready to fight in the war, it could be modern or not. What song would you pick?
Ooh, great question. Great question. Brian, you go ahead. I'm thinking about this one really hard.
Dude, I don't even have an answer for this.
This is a hard question. There's so many great songs out there to like pump up the crowd.
I'd probably use one of them that we used to use in football, and this one's a classic. Everyone's probably used this, but Thunderstruck, AC/DC.
Good song choice.
It's a good song.
But man, I don't know. That's a good one though. Protest, like if you want to get like literal. I'm sorry. Protest wise, I don't know. Bob Dylan's got some good ones.
Yeah, like Bob Dylan, or you could do
I really like his.
NWA, Fuck the Police, like in your face.
Ah, yeah, yeah.
The police are the British. Okay. So I don't know. To me, if I was the first thing that came to mind was the war song, but then also with like if we're going with like horses and everything, the Pirates of the Caribbean theme song, like like I can see that.
Pirates of the Caribbean. Oh, speaking of music, did it sound very Jurassic Park to y'all at the beginning?
Yes.
Okay, as John
Yeah.
Williams.
Immediately thought of that. Yes.
All right, I just wanted to make sure we're all because like that's exactly the first thing I thought too was Jurassic Park, but it's like it's John Williams, so.
Hey, you ever those kazoos were ones of the bad?
Oh yeah,
Oh
dude, I
my
love
God.
those videos.
Oh, good times, good times. We need to do that at some point.
So I do not know what song I would choose.
You could also go with Seven Nation Army, White Stripes. Dun,
Yeah.
dun, 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 dun.
How do you not get hyped to that one?
Great. So, real story. I thought that song was exclusive to the Miami Heat there for like the longest time because I'd always hear it when the NBA games were playing. I'd always hear it at their stadium. I was like, what the hell? And then I actually learned it was a song. I was like, oh shit.
Oh.
Yeah.
Back when we were playing them in the finals.
Are you gonna play Imagine Dragons?
Ah, damn it! it was a 50-50 with Coldplay or Magic Dragons.
Oh my! A Coldplay song?
Coldplay? Really?
That's what, dude. It pumps me up every time. No, I was thinking of.
Oh my god.
I was thinking of Warriors for Imagine Dragons.
Okay.
I don't know.
Warriors, okay.
Yeah. My favorite.
I like
heard
that
of it.
one.
It's a League of Legends one, so that's why I like it.
I gotta say, third place is Pump Up the Jam. Pump
Pump
it
it
up.
up.
Straight up.
Get your feet off stomping. Pump
It's
it up.
it's
I
like-
love that song.
And not
Be
the,
on the floor tonight. Take my knife.
what song is
Take
it that
my
they play like
knife.
before the basketball game in Space Jam? Is it that one?
That's that one.
It's that one,
That's
right?
one,
Okay,
yeah.
that's like
Yeah,
in my,
that's the
that's
one.
like came to my mind.
That would not make me want to fight though.
It wouldn't.
Makes me want to dance.
It reminds me of Meet the Zoan.
Makes me want to dance in my foe's blood.
All right.
Space Jam would be another good pick, by the way.
Yeah.
Well, you could use it for your birthday one, so.
We
Or
have
you
to do it
could- you
before
could go-
Space Jam
you
2
could go
comes out.
emotional. I believe I can fly.
Woo!
Slow motion fighting.
As you see the like cannonball come out and take out somebody's head.
It just takes off the singer's head. I was like, all right, guys, that's all I wanted to do. The war's over. We're done. So I'm gonna close it out if nobody else has anything else.
Go ahead and close it out.
Alrighty. All right. With that being said,
Oh no, wait.
oh my God, Josh, I'm gonna kill you. Here's what I love to do. There we go. So with that being said, we're gonna go ahead and edit it on there. And
Stay woke.
how did you unmute yourself? I just saw that right now.
Nice.
Taxation without representation.
Exactly.
Yeah.
America.
All right, watch this, guys.
I'm ready for something.
Yeah.
What happened? Alrighty.
He vanished. The Vanisher.
And with that being said, we're gonna go ahead and close it out for the night. Before we are on YouTube now, so you can go ahead and watch the video calls. See some Gary's interesting faces.
Send me a comment. I want to know
Gary,
you're real.
well, now that
Send me a
now that
comment.
you have social media, Gary, we can go ahead if you want to go ahead and shout out your social media so people can
Nope.
comment to you. All right, then that's what I thought.
Nope.
Like I said before, we are on Instagram, we are on Twitter. Send us messages, send us comments. I've been posting on there a little bit more recently with more movie news. So just let me know what you think of the episodes and what we post on there. We are on YouTube, so you can go ahead and watch our conversations on there. So like, comment, subscribe on there. Y'all have a good night.